you can see behind me these things in these job tickets. The whole studio is full of those. And so like I'm constantly like coming up with thoughts and stuff and they go up on the bulletin boards. And after a while I might go, well, that's garbage. And I take it down. Or I might say, yeah, I think that there's something there. And Dear Dumb Diary was one that I wrote, but it came about a little bit differently because um, I, Maria Barbo, who was my editor at Scholastic at the time, she had contacted me and she wanted to do It's Happy Bunny books. And so, and It's Happy Bunny is this character back here. It's a pretty big licensing character. She wanted to do books, and I said, Maria, this is like a really, really quick joke. I think a book would be excruciating to read. Plus, it's insulting, and I don't want to insult kids. So she kept calling and stuff, and then at one point she sent a little book, and it was people in at Scholastic in the different departments going like this plaintively, wearing the stuff. And so then I called her back and I said, Maria, there's a point at which the zebra stops fighting the lion and just lies down. I go, you've got me. I'm going to write the books. You have to give me some time to figure out how to write it so that the kids don't feel judged by the bunny. The bunny comes around and they sit next to each other and judge the world together. But in the meantime, I got a few pages of something that I wrote and I'd like to run it past you. And so I sent her a few pages on Dear Dumb Diary. And so she got it, and I don't know, it was maybe a Thursday or a Friday, and it was a very short amount of time, 3 or 4 days later, that she called back and she said, we'd like to write a contract for 4 books on this character immediately. And so Jamie just came about where I just was writing in the voice of kind of an angry, envious little girl. And since then, people, would say, well, how do you write in the voice of a middle school girl? And I go, do you know any girls? I mean, they have the same, they get angry, they get envious, they think about things, they recover. And so I said, I'm just writing a person. Like Jamie's gender is the least interesting quality about her. She's creative and she's funny and she's silly. And the fact that she's a girl is kind of an afterthought. And so that's how Dear Dumb Diary came about. It's just the voice of, I just let my character like be pissed off about things. I came to think of Jamie and Isabella and Angeline as 3 sides of of a damaged coin. And so, and Jamie's sort of in the middle. Jamie's sort of Earth and Isabella's the moon and Angeline's the sun. Early on, they said, well, Jim, maybe could you write Angeline as sort of like the bitchy, sort of snotty character, like the beautiful blonde? I said, if I do that, I will be writing every stereotype that's ever been written about the pretty girl. Angeline is pretty just accidentally. She also happens to be genuinely kind, genuinely nice. The fact that she's pretty, again, like Jamie's gender, is sort of the least interesting thing about her. Jamie's intensely envious of it, but Angeline doesn't really play it. Isabella is somebody who grew up sort of victimized by mean older brothers. She references them all the time. And so Isabella is sort of like somebody that she has to watch out for herself. Isabella kind of can't afford to be nice. Isabella can't let her guard down. And so I think what I was trying to do was write those qualities that exist in all of us, but sort of separate them out, like, because we all have all of these qualities. I mean, human beings have all of these things. And I liked exploring them with greater intensity in each character. There's really just more like scenes and jokes, that are my favorite things. The when you're a huge egomaniac, it's very difficult to answer the question, "What's your favorite thing you've ever done?" I kind of like everything I've ever done, and I'm very excited about the things that are coming. I tend to be kind of future focused, but no, like my favorite things are more scenes and certain jokes and stuff like that.